Hey! Hi everyone, Dance the Queen Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new ABBA album, Voyage. This is the first album in 40 years from the legendary Swedish pop outfit, ABBA, whose biggest hits helped define the disco landscape of the 70s and pop music internationally for decades to come. It's kind of funny to think of the staying power that ABBA's music holds today, considering how unceremonious their hiatus was when that began in the early 80s. It's as if the band kind of evaporated along with the dancing queens and bell-bottoms of the 1970s as the first, steps of the new wave era was ushered in. But in 2021, their classics are now classic, and their appeal is transcending generationally, celebrated across the board critically as well, so what better time to come back? And everything about this return so far feels and looks big. From the promo rollout to the title of this LP, the cover art that looks like, we're about to launch off into space, and the I guess maybe space-themed suits the band is donning in some promo pics I saw. So everything about this new record and ABBA at this point is gesturing in a really grand way. So considering that, why is the album itself, why does Voyage feel so meager? With 37 minutes of material spread out among 10 tracks, it's not exactly a gargantuan project, which I guess is fine, because ultimately the real issue is that the record isn't all that fun. And don't get me wrong, it's been 4 decades. I did not expect ABBA to just pick up exactly where they left off in the disco era on a brand new record. Though there are points on this thing where the band is very much dabbling in the past, like on the jaunty piano rock of Just a Notion, or the sparkling and wondrous instrumentation as well as vintage dance floor grooves on Don't Shut Me Down, which are also a highlight. These tracks, in my opinion, are as ABBA gets. Sure, it may not have that fuzzy, nostalgic 70s aura around it, but all of the basic components, as well as good songs, are there at the core of these recordings. The rich instrumentation, the chipper, soaring vocal harmonies. But there are a number of tracks on this very trim project that I found to be either very underwhelming or just straight boring. So, of course, in the track list here, I expected there would be at least a few, EUROPOP cuts, but I didn't think they would be so mild. Like on the track When You Danced With Me, which showcases this vague collision of sequenced new wave grooves and an Irish or a Scottish jig. It's quaint, it's bright, it's hopeful, it's upbeat, but simultaneously it's idyllic in a way that comes off sort of sterile. Then with a Ode to Freedom as well as the intro track to the record, instrumentally anyway, it sort of sounds like ABBA is trying to write national anthems for all of Scandinavia. Some real salute to the flag type beats. I truly just couldn't get into the instrumental palettes and compositions of these tracks, even if I enjoyed the sentiment in the lyrics of them. Like when the band finds beauty and wonder in the existence of bees on the song Bumblebee, or again on the opening track, which very much seems to be thematically a commentary on the return of the band, having faith in each other, in their ability to come back artistically and musically. It's an expression of love for one another and the bonds that they kind of share on account of, this band and their lives together over the years. It's a really triumphant and heartening song in that way. But the instrumental still sounds like I'm about to watch a really bad nature documentary. Then 40 years later, the band really has some guts to put the song Little Things on here, which is by all means a Christmas song. So you guys are gone for 4 decades, you're returning, you're coming back, and you're hitting fans with a Christmas banger, which instrumentally and thematically I think throws the entire LP off. So yeah, there's really some tracks on this thing that I don't think go over all too well, or come off a little stiff, a little awkward, maybe over orchestrated as well. Sort of like we're getting a hit of the band's beautiful theatrics, musical theatrics that is, but without that pop edge to, take the edge off a little bit or really give it some impact. Which, if they continue to drop records into the near future, I hope we hear the return of from front to back on an album. I hope we hear, I guess, more balance between the orchestrations and more of a pop sensibility. Because with Voyage, that is just severely missing. Feeling a strong 5 to a light 6 on this one. Transition. Have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Voyage, ABBA, forever.